Hello, everybody. Let's talk a little bit. So, first things first, I was going to do a follow up. I was going to do a third chapter in the Copilot video series because that's been getting views. But the more I got into it, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I didn't really have anything extra to say. So, yeah, I had built out a Copilot Plus test virtual machine in Azure's infrastructure. I had examples of it loaded up on there so I could prove, like, hey, this is actually what it's doing. I was correct about everything. But the more I was doing it, the more I realized that I don't really want to make these kind of videos. And I think I'm just doing it to chase the views. So I decided to pivot and not do that. Instead, we're going to have a chat. My How to Escape Linux video is still coming along. I'm actually hopefully planning on filming a little bit of it this weekend, or this week rather. But yeah, moving on to the actual meat and potatoes. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm using my main display as my monitor for this, and I'm not used to being so large. So yeah. Anyway, so I really just wanted to sit down and talk about a video that I made this time last year, and it was titled "I'm 29 today and I'm tired." And I just was talking about burnout, and I was talking about just personal emotions and just how life was going at the time and how much it sucks. And I felt it was appropriate to 1 year later, well, at least by the time you guys watch this, it'll be 1 year later, give an update on that and just kind of tell everybody where I'm at. So don't really want to spend a whole lot of time recapping that video. If you want to watch it, I'll throw an eye up in the corner, whatever, however this mirrors, I don't know. But basically, around November of last year, I officially, finally, for real, separated from Megan. That was not fun, especially the way that it happened. She went to visit her family for the week, and I started getting locked out of accounts, and I basically had a week to find somewhere to live. So my Thanksgiving was spent packing boxes and moving. Thankfully, everything now is all worked out. As I'm sure you guys can see, I have my own space. I have way more room to be creative. And in general, life is much better. I got a new job about 2 weeks before that, so I'm no longer doing the Linux system administration thing. I might talk about my new job at some point. I might not. It's different. I'm not a Linux systems administrator anymore, systems engineer anymore. I'm not even technically in the world of IT currently. That might be changing because this company does have some IT needs that I am helping with. So I'm sure in the future there will be some kind of merging of responsibilities. And there's also talks about me doing other things, which is why I don't really want to talk about what I currently do, because it may not be what I do long term. And I'd rather talk about that than talk about the boring, like, typical day-to-day stuff that I'm doing now, rather than the fun stuff that's on the horizon. But that has also been helping out a lot as well. I'm mentally at a much better place, and as I'm sure you can see from the stupid smile that's on my face right now, I actually think I'm happy. And that's something that I haven't been able to say about myself in a very long time. I feel satisfied with everything that I'm doing, and to top it all off, I had a video fucking explode, and it was just me being mad at Microsoft. I don't know how many other YouTubers can say that for a period of time, like even big ones, like I don't know, like PewDiePie or like large, massive channels, can say that for such a generic topic as searching the word Linux, they had the number one result on YouTube search. That happened for several hours for me, and that's still to this day one of the coolest things ever. This is just that would be like searching computer and finding Jay's 2 cents or something. Like that's absolutely fucking mind blowing to me that YouTube did that. And like, I know it's their algorithm and it's all just math on the back end. Like, there's no personality in it whatsoever, and it was all calculated. I get it. Still really cool though. And I guess that leads me to talking about the channel a little bit. I've struggled a lot with making YouTube content for some time, as I'm sure a lot of longtime watchers are aware of. And all the new people probably are starting to notice that I did 2 videos back to back and then haven't done anything since. I have a weird love-hate relationship with YouTube. Back in the day, I really, really, really loved doing them, and they were fun and they were interesting, and everybody who watched them said that they enjoyed them and I got something out of it. I'm now at a point in my life where I'm not getting the same thing out of YouTube that I used to. And I don't know if that's just because I now have other creative outlets, like with doing the whole Linux server administration with my home lab, or whether it's using my creativity at work in ways that I've never really been able to do before. And that's filling that need, so I don't really feel the need to do YouTube anymore. YouTube kind of feels like a chore at times. Doing videos like this where I just sit down and talk, like this is nothing. This is easy. I have no script and I can just ramble for 20 minutes, and then if you get bored halfway through, you just shut it off. Who gives a fuck? But I know, at least for my point of view, I don't like making these videos. Like, they're easy, so they're fun to make, and I'm more motivated to make them, but I don't really like doing them. I much prefer things like the Bigger James and Games episodes, or the so far the one and only Design Docs video I've made, which, boy, that was going to be how I reimagined the channel the first time I separated from Megan, and then it ended up being nothing. That's not fair to me. I learned a lot of techniques and a lot of tricks, and that editing style I think is still I think that's still kind of like my preferred method for high effort video editing, but alas. I'd like to do more James and Games episodes. I never did a Christmas episode. I sat down to film it, but again, this was right after November. Thankfully, I had the Risk of Rain video done. I was actually in this room, the day after, or the day of getting my keys, sitting on my air mattress, uploading the thumbnail, trying to I've got to make sure I get the video uploaded in time, and yeah. So obviously the December video fell through. But that's okay. Yeah, I thought I would have a lot more to talk about, because last time I went on this whole ramble about oh my God, true personal feelings and how everything is at work and blah, blah, blah. And here I'm just nah, I'm happy. I'm happy, and that's all. I guess that's a good place in life to be at, Now it's just a matter of trying to get my creative energy back and getting back in the mojo of making these YouTube videos for everybody and seeing where that takes me. Lord knows I would love to be a full-time content creator, but like I said, there's just something about it now where I'm just not getting the same energy out of it that I was 15 years ago when I first started. Good Lord, can you imagine that? I first uploaded, my first YouTube video was uploaded in 2005. I don't remember exactly when, but it was before the high quality button existed. Not HD. My first 2 videos that I uploaded did not have the high quality button. And then I'm pretty sure I was watching Proton John or Cloudite745 or someone do a Let's Play, and all of a sudden they had a high quality button on one of their videos, and I was like, holy shit, I want that. That's cool. It looks so nice. And I found a tutorial if you're using Camtasia, record at these settings or export at these settings or whatever it was, and I was like, sold. God, I'm old. Do y'all remember the days of YouTube when you could get big by just screaming at I want to be the guy? I do. I regret those days sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. I really honestly thought I would have a whole lot to sit down here and talk about. Well, one thing's for sure. Tomorrow is my actual birthday, and tomorrow is when I turn 30. Today I fly out, and I'm going to meet some friends for the first time in my life. And these are friends that I would not have made if it was not for this YouTube thing. I kind of wish Chase was here because he tells the story way better than I do. But in high school, I was 16, and I had left I was going to a Christian private school for, it was 2 schools, and the first one I went to was in 5th grade, and I left my senior year to go to a not overnight, but wide open hour charter school. So that way I could kind of do work at your own pace and catch back up, kind of thing. Because I left my junior year with 1 math credit because my school sucked and like couldn't teach me anything. It worked for a lot of people, and it worked for me in a lot of other subjects. Like the sciences and stuff were really easy for me because I have the brain for it, I guess. Um, I would get bored and read ahead in my textbooks and memorize answers. So when the test came around, I was like, oh, I already know all the answers, so no big deal. I can't really do that with math. You have to actually like know how to do the math, which was a problem. My teacher would also get annoyed whenever I would look at something and just guess the answer and it would be correct. And she'd be like, no, you didn't show your work. And I'm like, well, I don't have to. I told you the right answer. The big example I have of that was when I was like learning percentages. And it was like, oh, this article of clothing had a discount and it had X percentage number discount, and the total was $16.04. What was the normal price? And I just looked at it and I was like, yeah, it's $20. She was like, no, you can't do that. It's $20. Like, what are you talking about? And then I sat down and I did the math, and it was $20, and told her to go fuck herself, and that didn't go very well. I didn't actually do that, but yeah, school was weird for me. But back then, YouTube was a creative outlet for me too. That was just a lot of throwing shit at the walls and seeing what stuck, just Let's Plays or whatever. And one of my friends actually found somebody else who was seemingly around the same age as we were, and was posting a lot of Doom stuff, like classic Doom. And he advised that I should reach out. I think Chase actually left a comment on Baja's video and said, hey, like, I have a friend who's into Doom a lot too. Like, y'all should do something together. And Baja was like, yeah, okay, sure. Have him message me. So I came home from school that night and panicked, sent the DM and was like, all right, yeah, cool. And graciously he accepted. We sat down, we recorded a Call of Duty dual com, which is a dual commentary for those uninitiated. And we sat on Skype for like 40 minutes just talking. It got to the point where, like, at the end of it, we stopped and was like, okay, yeah, that was good. Do you want to just kind of keep chatting? And he was like, yeah, like, let's just keep chatting. And so it's like a 45 minute call after that. And we were like, yeah, do you want to play video games? Like let's keep this going. And then, of course, obviously I brought Chase into the conversation. He brought his friend Jesse into the conversation, and the four of us became very fast friends. Then I met Brandon not too long after that. Brandon was part of their friend circle. Fast forward a few years, I moved down to Florida, and Brandon meets another friend group. So, like, we're kind of like group adjacent. Like, we all know of each other, but like we don't really, like, Brandon's the common link between the two groups. That's the only like thing that we know. And then in 2019, I don't remember if Human Malware had started or not at this point, but that was about the time I separated from Megan the first time. And I was streaming on Twitch a lot more, and they decided to join my Twitch stream one night, and ever since then, like, everyone's been fast friends, especially Logan. Her and I kind of really connected on a what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say intellectual level, but like that sounds very pretentious. Like similar brain patterns, similar brain thoughts, and like experiences, and so it's like her and I became pretty good friends. And then I met Dallin and Sykes and Hannah and most of the others. There's a bunch of others in the group that I don't really chat with, but those are like the core group. Boy, howdy. It has been a wild 4 years, and I get to meet most of them for the first time tomorrow. The way that the universe works and takes you in these bizarre, mysterious ways will never cease to be amazing to me. The only thing that sucks is that on this trip, Dallin and Sykes couldn't make it, so it's just going to be Brandon and I shacking up in Tyrone's Love Shack somewhere in some weird hotel in city that I'm not going to name because I'm not going to dox people, and hanging out with Logan and Hannah. I never really thought my 30s would be like this, to be honest with you. Everyone always says like like your 20s are the best part of your life, blah blah blah, and it all goes downhill from there. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? No, they fucking weren't, dude. My 20s sucked ass. I hated my 20s. I was poor all the time. I had no friends. I had an ex who, not to air dirty laundry, but there were several opportunities of not being faithful and was just a generally unpleasant person to live with. And made me overeat to deal with my emotions, and I drank a lot because of it, and was not a good time. I hated my 20s. It was miserable. I wanted to not exist on this planet anymore because of my 20s. And I always thought when I was younger, like, oh my God, I'm going to turn 30 and I'm going to be a grandpa and I'm going to die. Like, ugh, don't do that. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, the 30s, this is, I'm in my prime, dude. Like I'm finally catching on to what life is supposed to be like. And I'm so fucking excited for what my 30s have to offer, just because, like, shit, like it was so bad then, like it only can go up from here. And yeah, I'm starting now come the emotions. Now come the actual outpouring of things I want to talk about, apparently. Human brain is weird, isn't it? Yeah, I don't really have any advice to give anybody. I don't really have anything in particular that I really want to say other than just thank you. Thank you for watching the shitty things that I do. Thank you for putting up with my shittyisms. Thank you for letting me figure out my life. It's taken me fucking way too long. It should not have taken this long, but that's okay. We're there now. And you know what? I'm going to go get on a plane, and I'm going to fly, and I'm going to meet my friends, and we're going to have a great dinner tonight. And I'm just going to enjoy myself. Didn't expect that one. All right, well, I have a plane to catch, and I need to not do this anymore, so I'm going to end the video here before it gets too much, but I just want to say thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all, and more content will be coming, and hopefully the Escape from Windows video helps a lot of people, and if it does, then we can kind of go back to the normal James' Game Schedule programming, where so often I'll talk about video games, and sometimes I'll talk about Linux, and I don't know, there's a GameCube down there that could be kind of fun to talk about, or I could like show my modded Xbox, or you know, whatever, about all kinds of cool stuff for the show. And by cool, I mean God. All right, starting to ramble. Plane catch. See y'all around. I love and appreciate every one of y'all.